Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our podcast. Today, we are going to dive into something that matters to every single one of us: human connection. We all want to feel accepted, loved, and understood, right? But let's be honest, sometimes connecting with other people feels incredibly hard. Well, today, you are going to learn exactly how to build those connections effortlessly. I'm going to show you why understanding this can completely change your relationships and make your everyday life so much better. So, here's a question to start us off. Why do some people naturally attract friends and partners, while others feel isolated and rejected? Have you ever thought about that? We usually think it's because they have the coolest stuff, the nicest clothes, or because they are the loudest person in the room. But there's a detail that almost nobody notices. Connection isn't about what you own at all. It is entirely about how you make other people feel. And in a little while, this is going to make even more sense. Before we get to our first story, I want to invite you to join our community. You see, platforms understand when you interact with content. When you follow the profile, like, comment, rate, share, or perform any available interaction on the platform where you're listening or watching, the algorithm understands that this subject is important to you. With that, it starts recommending more similar content, helping you learn more and more about topics that can transform your life. So go ahead and hit follow, subscribe, or like right now, depending on what platform you're using. It's completely free and helps you keep learning. Okay, let's jump straight into our first topic. Act 1, the playground struggle, and what we call the false social magnet.
I want you to imagine two 10-year-old girls. They feel super lonely at school because their best friends suddenly started playing with other kids. These girls look around and think, oh, it's because we live in a small apartment. It's because we don't have those expensive toys like the other kids. Have you ever gone through this or felt something similar? This is what we call the false magnet. We try to buy friendships with status. But look at this comparison. What really creates bonds? It's being a good listener. It's showing genuine interest in another person. It's like a superpower. True friendship is simply making someone else feel important. Let's look at a very modern example of this. Have you seen how kids today always want to buy those virtual outfits or skins in their video games? They think, if my game character looks rich and fancy, people will want to play with me. They are playing the status game. But we need to teach them to play the charisma game instead. Rather than just buying things to be noticed, they can be creators of joy. Think about it. Inventing a funny story or cheering for a teammate doesn't cost a single penny, and it makes everyone want to be around you. Does this make sense to you? So, how do we help those two lonely girls? We give them tools that cost absolutely zero money. Imagine if one of the girls makes a simple friendship bracelet using her classmates' favorite colors. That little handmade gift creates a massive emotional bond. It quietly says, hey, I see you and you matter to me. They could also draw comics for their friends, or even learn a simple magic trick or how to fold an origami paper frog. It really is that simple. When you share a fun skill or a thoughtful little gift, you instantly become a magnet for friends. Did you already know this information? Let's pause for just a second. Which part has caught your attention the most so far? Feel free to leave a quick comment if the platform you are using allows it. I would love to know how you see this subject. Now, hold on tight because the next point usually surprises a lot of people. We are moving on to Act 2, the exhausted home. We're leaving the playground and heading straight into the adult living room. Imagine a married couple. They feel distant and they are constantly arguing, especially about how to raise the kids. To understand why this happens, we need to talk about something called mental load. Mental load is a state of severe emotional and physical exhaustion. I want you to imagine you are wearing a backpack, and every time you do a chore, worry about an unpaid bill, or think about the kids, someone drops a heavy rock into that backpack. You carry it all day long. So when a wife loses her patience and yells at the kids, her partner might think she's just being difficult or mean, but that's a huge mistake. The yelling is just a symptom of a totally drained battery. The backpack is simply too heavy. Have you ever felt that exhausted? There is a quote here that is incredibly powerful. You cannot force a partner to desire you or agree with you, but changing your actions will change their reactions. If one partner aggressively demands attention or criticizes, while the other is carrying that giant backpack full of rocks, what happens? They just get defensive and pull further away. Just like the kids on the playground, you cannot force a connection, you have to change how you act to change how they react. What would you do in this situation? Let me give you 3 simple steps to fix it. Let's say your partner's super stressed out and yelling. Step 1, do not criticize them in that moment. That just throws gasoline on the fire. Step 2, take over the task calmly. Step in and say, hey, I've got this. Go take a shower and rest. You are literally taking the heavy backpack off their shoulders. Step 3,
talk later when the house is totally quiet. You act like a teammate, helping out, not a judge pointing fingers. Look at this famous quote from Dale Carnegie. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. There is a very common mistake worth knowing here. Arguing with someone who is completely exhausted means you both lose. But when you validate their feelings and offer help instead of arguing, you rebuild the foundation of love and respect. Empathy is the ultimate cure for an exhausted home. And we are still missing the most important part. Think about this question deeply. Are you building connections in your life, or are you just demanding them? You can never simply demand a relationship. You have to build it, brick by brick, by making the other person feel safe, heard, and important. In the end, you'll understand how all of this connects, right? From the little kids wanting friends with fancy toys to adults demanding love through loud arguments, the secret is exactly the same. Let's do a quick, simple summary of what we learned today. First, true connection is about feelings, not what you own. The charisma game always beats the status game. Second, when things get stressful at home, step in as an ally, not a judge. Take the heavy backpack off. And third, empathy is the absolute best cure for exhaustion. I really hope you enjoyed learning this today. As a quick reminder, platforms understand when you interact with an episode. When you like, rate, comment, or share on the platform you're using right now, it tells the algorithm what really sparks your interest. Then it starts recommending more similar content, so your learning is continuous and fun. So please, be sure to follow our podcast profile, interact with this episode in whatever way you can, and share it with a friend who might also love to learn about building better relationships. Don't forget to explore our other episodes too, because they dive even deeper into these topics. Thanks for spending your time with me, and I'll catch you next time.